Every cartoon has a bad guy. The schemer, the psycho, the one chasing kids with a net. And we love to hate them, right? But what if we've been wrong this whole time? What if some of these so-called villains were actually the victims? Yeah, today we're flipping the script. Because after digging into some of the darkest, weirdest, and most slept-on cartoon moments of all time, we found out a bunch of these so-called evil characters might actually have a point. Some were framed, some were broken, and some just needed a hug and a stable healthcare plan. These are the most misunderstood cartoon villains ever. And trust me, the deeper we go, the more you'll start questioning everything. First, Plankton. Look, Plankton's always been the joke, right? The evil one-eyed roach trying to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula. But take a closer look, and suddenly, it's kinda tragic. In Season 1, Episode 3, Plankton, we meet him screaming into the void. Literally. He lives in a bucket. His restaurant has 0 customers. And his wife is a computer he built himself. He doesn't want money. He doesn't want fame. He just wants to be taken seriously for once in his life. And what does Mr. Krabs do? He taunts him, lies to him. At one point, he literally pantses him in front of a crowd and laughs.
You're really funny, man.
Every time Plankton gets close to success, someone pulls the rug out. SpongeBob sprays him with ketchup. Karen roasts him for failing. Again.
Another failure.
Krabs releases a security robot designed solely to body slam him. The man is just hungry. And if you ask me, he's not the villain. He's the underdog. 2. Tom. For decades, we watched Tom chase Jerry around like a furry serial killer. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Tom was doing his job. In almost every episode, he's either ordered, bribed, or threatened by the humans to get rid of Jerry. If he fails, he gets replaced. Sometimes violently.
Oh, Tom.
In The Mansion Cat, he literally gets beaten with a broom. In Mouse Cleaning, Mammy Two Shoes says she'll toss him out with the trash if Jerry ruins the house again.
If I find one spot of dirt in this house when I get back, we is going to be -1 cat around it.
So Tom's life is on the line every day. And Jerry? He's not some cute victim. He's a smug little arsonist who starts every fight. He floods the house. He drops pianos on Tom. He literally ties Tom to train tracks once in a kid's show. But somehow Tom's the bad guy? If anything, he deserves a paycheck and a pension. 3. The Big Bad Wolf. We all know the story. Big Bad Wolf blows down pig houses and eats people's grandmas. Except in 3 Little Bops, he's just a jazz musician. He shows up to a club where the 3 pigs are playing. He politely asks to join the band. The pigs laugh in his face. They mock his style. Then they literally slam the door in his snout. So the wolf spends the rest of the episode trying to prove himself. He practices. He dresses nice. He even buys new instruments. Every time he shows up, they roast him, kick him out, and play louder to drown him out. Eventually, he dies in an explosion after trying to impress them with a solo. And only then do the pigs say,
The Big Bad Wolf, he learned the rules. You gotta get hot to play real cool.
after he's dead. 4. Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo isn't just a monkey with a giant brain and a flair for villain monologues. He's literally a science experiment gone wrong. Backstory time. In Season 1, Episode 12, Mr. Mojo's Rising, it's revealed Mojo was Professor Utonium's lab assistant before the girls were born. He helped with the Chemical X experiment. He watched as his boss spilled it, and he was literally blasted with the same energy that made the Powerpuff Girls. Only instead of superpowers, he got loneliness, neglect, brain trauma, and a helmet. The professor didn't just forget about him. He treated him like a failed science fair project. While the girls got bedtime stories and hugs, Mojo got tossed into a cage in the garage. He didn't choose villainy. He was abandoned, mutated, and ignored until the only way he could get attention was by blowing stuff up. Honestly, that monkey deserves better. 5. Lotso. Yeah, I know. Lotso locked Woody in a cage and tried to murder a toddler's toy. But before all that, he was just a soft, strawberry-scented bear with a family.
They did everything together.
In his backstory scene, we learn that he was accidentally left behind during a family road trip. When he finally made it back home, scraped up, half ripped, he saw his owner had replaced him with another Lotso, like he meant nothing. He snapped, and from that moment on, he became the warden of a toy prison. He ruled Sunnyside with an iron fist.
You're just hurting yourself.
But under all that rage was a broken toy who never got closure. No apology, no goodbye, just replaced. That line hits different when you realize he's not lying. He's talking about himself. 6. Dr. Doofenshmirtz. You know what's evil? Making your child sleep outside with the Gophers. In almost every flashback, we see that Doofenshmirtz's childhood was a horror movie.
Parents disowned me. I was being raised by ocelots.
His parents forgot his birthday. They made him be a lawn gnome for 7 years.
And I never saw Balloony again.
and his little brother was literally their favorite child, publicly. Everything Doof builds, the innator machines, the world domination plots.
The Age Accelerator!
It's not about power, it's about validation. He monologues because nobody listens.
Holding, beholding, and we're still beholding.
He builds evil lairs because nobody visits. And he fights a platypus every day because it's the only consistent relationship in his life.
How do you like it, huh?
At this point, I don't even want him to lose. I want him to get a hug and a podcast deal. 7. Zuko. Let's get one thing straight. Zuko wasn't a villain. He was a teenager with daddy issues and a third-degree burn to prove it. His entire arc in Book 1 is him chasing the Avatar, not because he wants power, but because his dad said, and remember how he got that scar?
And suffering will be your teacher.
He dared to speak up in a war meeting. His dad challenged him to a duel. Zuko begged for forgiveness and got a fireball to the face. He's not hunting Aang out of hatred. He's doing it to earn back love he never had. And by the end of the show, he switches sides.
I'm ready to face you.
He fights his sister. He cries, he heals. Zuko's not misunderstood. He's the blueprint for redemption arcs. 8. Squilliam. Okay, hear me out. Everyone hates Squilliam Fancyson, the rich, arrogant nemesis of Squidward.
Welcome to my foyer.
But let's really look at what he did. He shows up in Band Geeks and roasts Squidward for being a failure. True.
I hope the audience brings lots of ibuprofen.
But Squidward lied and said he had a band. He didn't.
I do have a band, and
So Squilliam gives him a stadium gig, expecting a mess. Instead, Squidward pulls it off. Squilliam claps. He doesn't sabotage. He doesn't retaliate. He actually claps. In later episodes, Squilliam's just vibing, running hotels, dating models, living rent-free in Squidward's head.
And serve them with a garnish of wilted coral on a mahogany plank.
Is he smug? Yes. Is he evil? Not even close. If anything, he's a motivational speaker in a bathrobe. 9. Helga Pataki. Helga is iconic for one reason. She punches Arnold in the face, then runs home to write poetry about his eyes.
Orzo-shaped Prometheus wandering.
But she's not just a bully with a secret crush. She's a neglected child in a house full of dysfunction.
Come on, the fresh air will do you good.
Her mom is clearly an alcoholic. Her dad only talks about her perfect sister. No one listens to her.
Oh, not now, Helga. I'm too worried about your sister.
No one asks how she feels. The only time she feels powerful is when she lashes out. So yeah, she hits, she insults, she shoves. But behind that unibrow is a girl who's just trying to survive. Her poetry is heartbreaking. Her shrine, weird but oddly pure.
Give me the strength and animal cunning to out.
She's not mean. She's desperate for someone to see her. So yeah, we grew up thinking these characters were evil masterminds, psychos, villains. But now, they're starting to look a lot more like misunderstood side characters who were handed the short end of the plot. They didn't want chaos. They wanted love, a voice, a second chance. But instead, they got branded for life. So the next time you see a cartoon villain cackling or monologuing, maybe stop and ask. Because in cartoons, like in real life, sometimes the bad guy is just someone no one ever listened to. Want to see more villains who were secretly the real victims all along? Click the video on screen. And remember, if someone builds a death ray and still calls their mom every Sunday, they're not evil, they're just lonely.